What's up, everybody? This is Derek from Sit Stay Sober, and this video is about helping new dog owners. Maybe you haven't had a dog in a while, maybe this is your first dog. So here are just 3 suggestions or 3 things you should consider for you and your new dog. 1, I would say you need something to get your dog's energy out of. So many people almost treat dogs like cats, where it's like they don't get much exercise, they just lounge around the house, and they're not able to put that energy into something, all this energy into something. So finding something that really takes your dog's energy and zaps it, right? So this is a pretty big umbrella, and you can get creative with it. So you can do toys. So like I used to have a pit bull who used to love to play fetch. They sell a toy, it's called like a Chuck It, and it's basically this stick, tennis ball, you're able to hum this thing. I throw like a freaking bitch, but this thing, I belong in the major leagues with it, you know, like I could throw this thing almost a full soccer field. So he would run, get it, come back. We would do that for about 10 minutes, and he was wiped out. And then the rest of the day, he got all this energy out, and it was the best. Another thing is, like I personally, with my dogs, I teach them how to ride along next to me on a bike, a scooter, or like a skateboard. I suck at skateboarding, so it's just embarrassing, but I can get them at least comfortable. And all this is just humans walk pretty slow at like a more slower pace than what our dog typically wants to walk at. So just being able to get on something with some wheels and train them to a point where they're not knocking you over, it's super fun, it's super cute, you know, like to have them kind of running along. And like in my area we have a bike path, and it's just amazing to be able to go to the bike path, have a dog ride alongside, sneaky way. It's not even sneaky, it's like so obvious. It tires them out really quickly. Getting a dog walker. Like if you work 8-10 hours a day, it sucks. Like you gotta pay the bills, you gotta work, but having your dog in a confined area, or just being home all day, and in worst case, in a freaking crate for 10 hours, that's like, in a crate for 10 hours, that's borderline unacceptable, you know, or just is unacceptable. So you want to at least get a dog walker, or you could do something that one part of my business is a dog daycare and playgroups. It's a little bit more expensive than a dog walk, but it is so tiring to some of these dogs. Like I have some of these dogs that I'll get pictures and texts from customers. What did you do with my dog? You know, and because I get pictures of the dog just like completely conked out, and it's because they're playing and chasing and socializing during the day. So like while you're cussing out your boss under your breath, your dog is out socializing with friends, his fur friends, and you know, play wrestling and getting all that energy out. You can also get toys. Toys can, I already said toys. 2, I would say I'm gonna go with personally, I'm gonna go with baby gates. I think baby gates or a crate can be extremely helpful. Now, like I said, you don't want to crate your dog for 10 hours a day, but especially early on, being able to crate them like during puppyhood can really help you with your potty training. But this can also help you with even like a nervous dog or even a jumpy dog. There's just so many uses for crate or a baby gates, and you can put your dog in just like a designated area where they can't get into too much trouble while you're gone, or if you have guests over and you just need them, whether they're nervous or overexcited, or you just need a little space, you just want to be able to eat in peace. Obviously training will go a long way to, help remedy those situations, but in the meantime, you can just set up your environment in a way where your dog is safe, he's not getting into trouble, and as far as a crate goes, it can be a really useful tool for creating like a little, it's so corny, but it's like their own little safe space. And when they're in their safe space, no one can be bothering them, like they're just like, oh, it's like a teenager having their own room, it's like having their own room as a teenager, with your own stuff, like it's the best feeling, right? Even as an adult, having your own space is the best. So you want to be able to provide that for your dog, and you want to do it where they won't get themselves into too much trouble. Like hopefully the worst thing they do is they pee on like a hardwood floor, or a tile floor. Obviously you wouldn't want that to happen, but if it does happen, who cares? It's not like you don't want to put them in an environment where it's like all white carpet, all white furniture, tons of wires from electronics and like your entertainment systems, or putting them in the garage with oil stains and like antifreeze and dad's power tools, and it's just not even like real walls, it's like studs with like insulation. So that's again where I say like baby gates, crates, even like a pen can be really useful, and for you, your dog, and can just save you so much money in the long run from destroyed property or stress. Like especially if you live in an apartment, like you don't want your dog destroying the apartment because you're on the hook for that. Even if it's your house, you're on the hook for it, but it's your house. It's like, hey, you know what? I actually like a stained carpet. You can at least play that trick on your head. So then 3, I would say, again, cornball answer, but it's just so true. Knowledge is number 3. I feel like who's the goddamn YouTube guy with like the books and the Ferrari? Knowledge. That's what I feel like. But it is true. As far in this regards, it's like you not knowing anything is part of why your dog is making you so annoyed, or is just killing you, for doing some stupid shit. And we want to help our dogs, and a lot of times people will do things that they think is correct, but it's really not helping your dog. And this goes on. It's like a spectrum. You have like your super one way of thinking about how to train dogs, and then you have like the complete other. And you might be applying one to your dog because it's what your neighbor said to do, or the person at Petco said to do, and it's just not working. And it's just good to have a little bit of brain power to help you navigate your dog. So it's books that I would suggest are stuff on dog psychology or body language. You don't have to get these crazy books. Like, you don't have to get these like veterinarian size books that are like the size of the Bible. You don't need those. You can literally get so many little books. There's an author called Sophia Yin, and she she was a great author and dog trainer, and she has a couple books out there that are very easy reads. And I suck at reading. I was not ever a good student, and if I can read these books, you can too, and you can probably bang out a couple Sophia Yin books like nothing. There's also some good, I'm saying books, but you can do like an audio book, you can do like YouTube videos, but basically it's just knowledge. You just need to fill your brain up with more knowledge. A lot of times when I'm doing dog training, it's some of the questions I'm getting is great. It keeps me in business. I get to do training. I love helping people, but honestly, some of this stuff is so easy to find. And like for me, one of the things that I give my customers is a 8-page booklet on reading dog body language, and it's so easy to read, and it's so one of those things where once I showed some people these booklets, they're like, oh man, I was totally misreading it. And this is something where like you could probably do on your own for free, and it could have saved you a lot of headache just by doing it sooner. You know, a lot of times people will hire a dog trainer and they think like, oh, maybe you should know. Well, yeah, we do know it, but our job as a trainer is to get you to understand it. And sometimes you just need a little guidance. And trust me, there's behaviors, and some dogs are really intense, some dogs are really nervous, and you need someone to help guide you and come up with the best process. But they shouldn't stop you from learning about your dog. You know, it's like if you get a car, like an old muscle car, you should probably learn how to work on that car or start learning about cars. Or you better have a lot of money, because once the thing starts going to a mechanic, or it needs to go to a mechanic, you're paying every time something comes up. So you can kind of avoid some of these big problems just by getting yourself some knowledge. So one, a way to exercise your dog and get their energy out. 2, a crate, pen, or baby gates, so you can set your dog up for success in a controlled area while you're gone or whenever you need. And then 3, knowledge, and whether that be books, audiobooks, YouTube videos, those 3 things will change. It's like if you leave Portugal and you turn 1 degree left, by the time you get to the other side of the earth, like you either end up in New England or end up in Brazil. It's like that happens with our dog. Like those little 3 tips or 3 suggestions is the difference between ending up having a nice family dog or having a problem on your hands. And that problem can be like a big array of whether it be anxiety or aggression, you know. And so hopefully that helps, and you're able to take some of that in. We'll see you in the next one.